Hey guys, so today we're talking about a TikTok famous plastic surgeon who had her license revoked because she was live streaming operations and not doing them too well because she was more focused on getting followers and the live streams than actually the surgeries. And it led to some poorly done operations. If you want to hear more of that, keep on watching and also subscribe with that bell icon for engagement. Let's get into it. So this is on the New York Post. TikTok famous plastic surgeon Dr. Roxy banned from practicing medicine in Ohio after live streaming operations allegedly harming patients. How crazy is that? A TikTok famous plastic surgeon had her Ohio medical license revoked Wednesday after she live streamed surgeries, allegedly harming patients in the process. So the State Medical Board of Ohio voted to permanently revoke the medical license. Her name's Catherine Roxanne Graw. She's known as Dr. Roxy on TikTok, based on the TikTok doctor's failure to meet standards of care. The board previously suspended her license in November 2022, but on Wednesday finally they've made it permanent. She can never be a surgeon in Ohio again. Obviously she can move to a different state, but it might be difficult to get a license in a different state because this one has been revoked. Board members said Graw focused her attention on her social media followers ahead of her actual patients, leading to life-altering mistakes. In her videos, the doctor would speak directly to the camera, answering followers' questions during live stream procedures while her patients were on the operating table. Imagine she's doing something and you're opened up, right? And she'd be focusing, and then she gets a little tip donation. She goes, "Oh, I became a doctor when I was in an," and she's like, do you know what I mean? Obviously you can't focus when you're answering questions. Come on now. One patient whose cosmetic procedure Graw broadcast to her more than 800,000 followers needed emergency care a week after surgery when Graw reportedly perforated her intestine, according to a notice from the medical board delivered when her license was suspended. Wow. The unidentified patient developed bacterial infections in her abdomen and loss of brain function from the amount of toxins in her blood, the notice states. That is absolutely insane to me. Insane. 2 other patients also experienced devastating complications as a result of Graw's alleged lack of care, the board member said in the notice. One patient had a Brazilian butt lift, which we know those are awful anyway. Brazilian butt lifts are one of the most dangerous surgeries you can get, period. I think they're actually more dangerous than open heart surgery, which is already a dangerous surgery. When you get a BBL, if you're actually willing to kind of take that risk, which I don't recommend, but if you are, you should go to someone who is very highly qualified in BBLs. So they can lower the risk as much as possible, which, I mean, still the risk will be high, but at least it'll be as low as it possibly can be. So that's not trying to do it for the cheap, not trying to do it more cheaply than it costs in a professional setting. So if you're going to do a BBL with someone who is live streaming the whole thing and clearly not focusing, and it's already such a dangerous procedure, you're really setting yourself up for failure. So she had a BBL and liposuction done by Graw, needed multiple surgeries on her stomach following the cosmetic procedures, which caused severe abdominal pain the following day. It can also cause essentially for BBLs and liposuction. For liposuction, you're just taking the fat out. For BBLs, you're taking fat out and moving it obviously towards the bum. Apparently there are massive arteries or something in the bum, and if you accidentally inject the fat into the arteries, you essentially get a cardiac arrest, and that's why it's so dangerous. So if she's answering questions while doing this, I mean, one sip of the hand and you're out, which is so dangerous. Graw, who made her TikTok account private following her license suspension, received previous warnings from the board about her social media usage. In 2018, so from 2018 to 2022, they've been warning her. In 2022, she was suspended for a little bit. She had a warning, but in 2018, the state board informed her it was concerned about patient privacy and ethics violations regarding her recorded surgeries. I mean, yeah, you're literally seeing into the insides of someone. They can agree, but I think a lot of people maybe are agreeing because she's giving them a lower cost. Maybe she's saying, oh, half price if you let me live stream it, and that causes a lot of people who are maybe desperate for these surgeries to agree to something they normally wouldn't agree to, and it is quite violating. In 2021, the board secretary recommended the plastic surgeon take a class about professionalism and ethics in the medical field. So, I mean, even the board secretary was super kind of shady. She was I think you should really work on your professionalism and ethics in the medical field. I feel those are the 2 things. When I think of a good doctor, I think professional and ethical. That is just literally the pinnacle of being a doctor, a good doctor. That is insane to me. Graw completed classes, including ethical social media, in December of that year, but continued to live stream surgery she performed on patients for her followers through October 2022, according to the New York Times. Ahead of the board's vote on Wednesday, the social media influencer surgeon said her husband had left her due to the stress of the situation and that her children had been harassed at school because of the media attention, the newspaper reported. She said she wanted to educate her followers about cosmetic surgery through her videos. I mean, surely you can do the educating without having to live stream the actual surgery. You can just answer questions on the internet. I mean, I see so many plastic surgeons just make funny memes on TikTok, and that brings enough attention. But as I stand here today, I see how many of those videos appeared silly and unprofessionals, she added, according to the Times. So on Distractify, they give more kind of details of the situation. So for example, Dr. Jonathan B. Feibel, who's the vice president of the medical board, noted that her life-altering reckless treatment was only amplified due to Dr. Roxy's social media use. So he believes that, I mean, maybe these things would have happened anyway, these complications like with the BBL and the other ones, but it was definitely made worse by the fact that she was also live streaming and trying to make content while doing quite life-threatening surgeries. Details of these botched procedures are shocking. One patient reported that during a liposuction, Dr. Roxy looked up to engage with a live stream and even take questions from followers. Days later, the patient went to hospital with a perforated small bowel and infection. And she's also facing lawsuits on top of losing her license, because I'm seeing these patients went under the knife. They knew that it was going to get live streamed, but maybe they didn't think she was going to be answering questions the whole time, like it was just going to be live streamed, but like she wouldn't talk to the camera. They then went back to watch their own surgery on a live stream, and they realized how much she wasn't paying attention. So they might be now pursuing legal action because they've got these further fees that they have to now pay to correct everything she's done wrong to them. So Dr. Roxy is facing lawsuits as patients look for closure. So because she was obviously suspended for a bit in 2022, she said on TikTok that it was humbling. Clearly not humbling enough to stop. She's facing at least 3 lawsuits. It was reported that many more former patients wish they had sued the now defunct doctor due to receiving improper care. It's not known at this time what the status of all the lawsuits are, but at least one former patient who sued Dr. Roxy said she felt closure after the physician's license was permanently revoked. And it is worth noting that Dr. Roxy can appeal the board's decision, but because she was already suspended in 2022, she's had it revoked now in 2023, and she's been warned about this since 2018. I don't think they'll be accepting that appeal. At this time, she's only admitted that upon reflection, the TikTok videos seem silly and unprofessional, although she maintains the videos were intended to be educational and break down the wall between doctor and patient. And they're now all private, including her Instagram. So I'm curious to see the lawsuits that come out of this, because I think people do deserve to have their fees recouped. First of all, for the surgeries that they did pay with her, if they paid her anything, and then 2, now having to go through multiple surgeries afterwards to have things fixed. And this can have, permanent, like, you can never fully fix these kinds of surgeries. Like, typically what you hear is like you can kind of mitigate the effects, but you can never fully fix a surgery gone wrong. So I hope they get their coin from her, because as a plastic surgeon, she probably makes a lot of money, and she's probably made a lot of money from the fact that she had this massive TikTok account as well. She was getting more customers than usual, more clients, I should say. So I think she deserves to get she deserves to have that money ripped away from her, because what she was doing was just completely unprofessional, endangering people's lives. For some TikTok followers, I mean, I talk about people doing crazy things for followers and attention on the internet and engagement. It just feels like she was already so successful. When you're already this successful, why do you need so desperately that attention on the internet? It honestly, clout is a illness. It causes people to do crazy things. She was so successful, she could have just kept on being a plastic surgeon and all would have been good and well. She could have retired happily somewhere in the Hamptons or something, but instead she chose clout over everything. And that's, I guess, the moral of today's story. Don't chase clout. Anyway, this one's a bit depressing. Let me know what you guys think. Subscribe to the bell icon for engagement, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.